Imagine me telling y'all I used to be a hoe past, and then you run with it and say I'm a hoe. Like, I'm literally telling you about my life, and then you're missing it. Stop.
A couple months ago, I was seeing this guy, and I really liked him. He was 6'2", bought me food, told me he liked my Jennifer Coolidge impression. Eventually, it escalated to the let me cook you dinner date, which to me means why don't you come over to my apartment and we'll have a little ding-dong, how's your father? I shaved my legs, is what I'm trying to say. We get to his apartment, and he'd really chefed up. The menu was chicken thighs with indubitably crispy skin, rice pilaf, rice's sexy cousin, and roasted broccoli, the silent killer. After I consumed this meal, I needed the facilities, obviously, because I needed to, how do I put this delicately, rip at. This is a boy's apartment on a date, rippage would be uncouth. So now I'm like doing contortion in this bathroom, trying to make sure I can break wind with no reverberation. A mute toot, if you will. And I did it. I emerged from that bathroom so much more comfortable, so feminine, quiet as a church mouse. Not long after, he has to go to the bathroom, and he's in there for a really long time. And I'm like, poor guy, he's probably fighting for his life in there. And then all of a sudden I get a phone call, and it's from my aunt. It's my mom's sister. And my mom's side of the family, by the way, all of them are hard of hearing, mentally ill, and Italian American. So it's a lot. But it occurs to me, what if my guy is having the same struggle that I was having? What if he's trying to flatulate in peace, but he's scared that I might hear him? So let me answer this phone call so he knows this is a safe space to cut some cheese. I answer the phone. My aunt's shocked because I've literally never answered a phone call from her. And she just starts yapping. Stream of consciousness. Word vomit. She's gonna go as long as I let her. I could put the phone down and come back and be like, wow. And I don't think she would know that I left. At one point, I heard her say, I cried at your mother's wedding. It was so beautiful. Her first one. Her second one, not so much. The second one, of course, being the marriage to my father. Eventually, my guy comes out of the bathroom, and I'm like, that's so cool. Okay, love you, gotta go, bye. And I hung up. It had felt like I had been to war. The rest of the night went well. We watched a movie. I had the lobster bisque, yada, yada, yada. And then a couple weeks later, things fizzled out and we called it quits, which is a shame. Because I wish that kid knew that I fell on my sword for him that day. I was there in his darkest hour. All this to say, this was months ago. And then yesterday I texted him. And I was like, hey, hope all is well. Can you send me your chicken thigh recipe? And he did. What a gentleman.
Well, honestly, I guess she wouldn't be a bad partner to have.
Lord, please deliver me from these light skins, because for whatever reason, people believe I have a type. And it's not light skins. I like dark skins. I like them dark. I don't want to look like brothers and sisters. But the dark skins, they don't like me for whatever reason.
You ever been on a private jet before?
No, not yet.
Not yet? I want to find out?
No.
Honestly, I'm glad she said that. It lets me know that there are at least some women that are not blinded by the flashy things in life.
No, because, how do you expect me to be submissive to you if you don't have any money? What am I submitting to? Poverty? Ew.
And yet it's still somebody in the comments still had to educate these ladies and say, it's not all about the money. You need to be looking at his character as well. And this was a woman.
Do not ever help them because they're going to choose that and just whooping their ass over you any day.
Y'all don't want to give credit to the dads. I don't know why, but a lot of y'all are not single moms. If the dad is active in the child's life, if the dad is in the child's life, you're not a single mom. Single moms do it all on their own. They get no help at all whatsoever.
Okay, first of all,
You're here
I need to
right
say
now.
something.
Okay.
You know I have a boyfriend,
Right.
but we are on and off.
Okay.
I would say we're kind of off right now. We are, obviously here together, but we are on and off.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm an energy reader.
Yeah.
And I can pick up on certain energies.
Yeah.
You know?
I I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
I have a boyfriend, but he isn't here. I'll be here for a couple of days. I just feel weird if I kiss you and he's like in another room.
This is a separate room from everything. Like I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna convince you to kiss me or nothing like that. But
What are you doing later?
later tonight?
If her boyfriend sees this, she's cooked, bro.
Being asked out in person or just on the street or organically is always so uncomfortable. And I think that's like what every woman kind of wishes for. But then whenever it happens, you're like, this is horrible. I was walking home. I walked up to my building and this guy kind of like does a double take and like he's like a deer in headlights. I was like, okay, this guy's about to say something really weird. He's like, what gym do you go to? I was like, oh, I go to Equinox. He was like, which location? 76? And I was like, I just kind of switch it up like wherever I am.
Yeah.
He's like, so you're not loyal? And I was like, I guess not. He was like, do you live here? Immediately my mind was about to be like, yes. And then I stopped myself and I was like, no, I'm just visiting a friend. He was like, oh, well, like, let me get your number. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
He was like, no, you don't.
He
I was
called
like,
you out.
I was like, no, like I do. And he was like, no, you don't. And I was like, I swear. And he was like, I know that you don't because I can tell. And I was like, I'm going to go. Nice to meet you.
Oh my God.
Sometimes you got to hold their feet to the fire. Reality check.
I'm convinced some of y'all just don't have a frontal lobe. I feel like some of y'all never developed empathy. I saw this video of a woman, she's doing her makeup, and she's talking about, like, I didn't realize that my husband was, like, a real person that had his own internal life and, like, things and, like, quirks until, like, after we were married for, like, 7 months. I finally realized that, like, I wasn't marrying an idea. I married a person, a human being. What do you mean? Hey, what do you mean you didn't realize he was a person? Dude, I had that, actually, everyone has that revelation at like 8. I was a little late to the game. I didn't have that revelation about other people having their own internal lives until I was 14. But like, you need to see a psychiatrist and you need to get a brain scan. Get a brain scan. There is something missing there. Oh my God, that's crazy.
These modern women don't think that men are actually people. That's why they treat them and talk to them as such. And they continue to say that men objectify them. Appreciate you.
Hello?
Hey, Nick, I have a question. I'm on stream.
Yeah. What's up?
Hey, not to put you on the spot, but out of all the girls that you do collabs with, including me, who is your favorite to collab with?
Favorite to collab with?
Yeah.
It's between you and Emily.
You gotta pick.
Does one like die if I don't pick?
Yeah.
Who would you marry? Senna.
Don't say ew. No, don't say.
What was the question?
That was quick. That was really no, you're not. Okay. Why did you answer that so quickly?
What? That's just the answer.
Okay. Which one is your favorite?
For what, to marry? You?
No! To collab with!
Probably Emily.
I gotta go, Nick. I gotta go.
I miss you. Call me later.
Welcome in. What's your name?
My name's Brian.
Brian, how old are you?
33.
And what do you do?
I'm an operations supervisor for a major corporation. Also, I act and model as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Casey. I go by Kay. I'm 27.
And Kay, what do you do?
I'm a medical assistant. Yeah.
Nice. So why did you end up popping your balloon?
Like my men a little bit taller. Other than that, I don't want to get too, but yeah, just physical attraction thing.
He's handsome. It's just like he's not giving like, you know, the vibe is not giving like I could just melt in his arms, like be protected. He's not giving me like the masculine, you know, what I'm looking for. Okay. That. Yeah. But you're to come out beating your chest. Yeah, you're handsome though.
So I think you're very handsome and well spoken, but you're just kind of short for me. But you're very handsome. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's also the height for me.
You end up popping the height.
But you are very handsome, and I like your style.
Thank you. Thank you.
And your eyes too. I just noticed.
I love short kings. You're not short though, but I like at least 5'7".
First strike was the height thing. Like
not because you're the height that you are, but you said you were 6 feet and you're not 6 feet. And now I'm not trying to be mean, but like, I don't think you're 6 feet. Like, I'm almost eye to eye with you and I'm not that tall.
Honestly, I haven't seen this episode, but it looks like this man is probably 5'9", 5'10", and they're talking about he's not tall enough. These modern women will talk themselves completely out of all relationships and then wonder why at 55 years of age, they have no man and God has not placed a man in their life. Modern women logic.
Well, they tell men today, you do what's right. But they tell women, you do what's right for you, girl. It's very common for guys to fall for the trap of the hot single mom. She does all the right things when you meet her because they want to draw you in. And then you start diving down the rabbit hole of spending time with them. Then you start taking vacations with them and it just blows up. You get to the point where you're like trapped somebody, you're like, what the f am I doing? And how did I get myself into this? And why are these kids so disrespectful? And why don't they appreciate any things that you're doing?
4 times divorced, 4 times. Let's see, let's go. You tell me. What do you want to know?
What is the most toxic thing that you've ever done?
Okay, let's do this. All right, take them to court and then get a good divorce lawyer, of course. Take them for half of the retirement. Take them half of their property and then fight them for higher child support, okay? And a couple of years from now, hit you up for more child support every 3 years. Every 3 years, you go up from maybe 200 to 300 to 400 to 500. You bring it up to $2,000 per child. Per child. But I got one child right here. Kaylin right here. Her daddy paying child support for her, of course. It always is.
Imagine that, talking about your daughter's father like that in front of her face. Now, if it were the other way around, you'd be wanting to take him to court and get everything about him talking about he's creating a toxic environment for my daughter. Modern divorced women logic.
So apparently we've reached the point in time where having abs in 2024 is an ick.
I think it's an ick when a guy has abs in his like late 20s or 30s and he's not a professional athlete.
Oh, good.
I'm like, what is
Yes.
Clearly, like, they're overcompensating for something that they have to have like 3% body fat. Unless you're making money from your abs, why the f you have abs?
Totally. Amen. Because you don't need abs to be healthy. Clip it.
Some would say it's unhealthy.
It's unhealthy.
Let's be real for a second. If you're above 30% body fat like her, there's absolutely no reason as to why you should be calling anything an ick. The only reason you're sitting here on this dying podcast, calling out people that are healthy and trying to have abs, is to compensate for your lack of self-care. You look unhealthy, and you don't have enough self-discipline to change that, so you have to make it cool and edgy to be high body fat percentage. Little reality check. It's not. Do not become complacent and throw away your goals of having abs or just being healthy in general, just because some influencer said it's an ick. This is a really slippery slope. I mean, what's the next ick gonna be? Oh, his belly isn't blocking his feet? Ew!
Guys don't like nerdy or weird girls. Only like them in theory. You only like nerdy girls until I'm illustrating to you what Kingdom Hearts lore is all about. You like nerdy girls until I explain to you what a CPU is on a motherboard. You like nerdy girls until my Roman Empire is the Roman Empire itself. You like nerdy girls until I geek out on theology, science, and anatomy. You like nerdy girls until I tell you that I read history books for fun.
Girl, your comments was full, so I know you lying.
The things men do are genuinely a mystery to me, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. Can somebody please explain to me why it is such an impossible task for a man to simply pick up his toothbrush and put it in the drawer where it belongs? How hard was that? Because you guys, it's really starting to get to me, and I don't know what to do.
There's nothing more humbling than realizing like you're not giving what you thought you were giving. Mind you, I've spent the last year, over a year, curating my wardrobe to be a certain, I hate saying it out loud, but like coquette, okay? A little bit toned down and more edgy, but like coquette. That's the vibe. Then 2 nights ago, this weekend, I forget how it was. Oh, I was playing a card game with this guy, and it was one of those like where you have to talk about, you have to give each other answers. Anyway, when it came to like each other's favorite holiday, instantly he goes Easter for mine. And I'm like, Easter? Like, why is he so confident about Easter? Because I've never mentioned Easter. Like, I have no idea what he's talking about. And I'm like, why would you say Easter? And he's like, what do you mean? You dress like you wish it was Easter every day. Easter. That's what I'm giving.
An unintentional humbling. The worst kind.
So you really decided to take me out on a date to Subway?
Yes.
Do you not have money for something nicer? I thought we were going to go do something else, not this.
I do have money. I just don't have high faith in you.
Seems like his faith was right.
Because why are you worried about how much money he has?
Why would you say that?
I feel like you're in it for the money and not for me.
Of course I'm in it for the money.
See, that's why I brought you to Subway.
This is your cue to exit stage left. Hell. Subway got some good ass food.
See what your true character was.
You wanted to see what my true character was by taking me to a rundown place like this. I got dressed this morning. I got up and I got ready and I took a shower and I did all the basics just to come somewhere nicer. I thought we were going to go to Red Lobster, get margaritas.
That's the best idea ever. So you mean to tell me you don't do the basics daily?
Do something other than this. And you use the app.
I'm sorry, honey. I just did not have high...
You live by yourself.
Yes, I do.
And where do you work?
Papa John's.
That makes sense of why we would come here. Let me guess, you're a delivery driver?
Yes.
Pitiful.
And let me guess. You're dependent on a man so that you can experience Red Lobster. Pitiful.
How old are you again?
I'm 22.
And you wanted to date me?
Yes.
You know, I don't think you should be worried about dating. I think you should be worried about your light bill. Because clearly you couldn't take me somewhere nicer, so I'm not interested.
Girl, bye. You had the address before you went. You know you wanted a tub.
Well, sucks for you.
Really work at Papa John's.
Because I would have gave you anything you wanted.
But a date to Subway, huh?
Now that's what matters. You little ungrateful gold digger.
I gotta test
you know,
the
that
water.
really proves to me how much you wanted me and how much you valued my time.
I wanted to get to know you. Why does it matter where I take you? I don't have to take you to a steakhouse just to get to know you.
Flex on a queen. Let her know what a platter look like.
What people don't realize about lover girls is that, like, yeah, everyone's like, you're too nice, you gotta, like, be a little meaner. But here's the thing, it just takes me some time to warm up. And then once I'm used to you, don't worry, I'll tell you to fix your hair and, like, put some pants on that are different or something. Like, come on. Just give me just, like, a second to warm up. I'm not gonna, like, immediately jump into being a... Why would I do that? I was raised by a wonderful woman. I'll still learn to give you shit. I just have to get to know you. What is with this whole, like, be it right away? That makes me physically uncomfortable to not start off getting to know somebody by being nice and being kind. And I'm really sick of people saying that, like, that's not how you get a man. Well, if that's not how you get a man, then I guess I'm getting...
Yeah, she waiting on you. All right, appreciate it. Cops on the way. Take your silly behind to jail. Crazy.
Why are women so to each other? We're supposed to be in the day and age of women supporting women, right? Okay. It's like we're trained from day one to be in competition with each other. I thought after high school that this would get better, but I'm pretty sure it just gets worse. The whole reason I started making videos, I just wanted to share tips and tricks with whoever, because to me, it's like, if you can help someone else feel confident, and it's hard these days to have that confidence because, you know, everything looks perfect on social media. It's not perfect, trust me. It's all editing, and I don't understand why we have to feel so threatened by one another. If I get in a room full of women that I know are gonna start like, I get very quiet and I will just read the room. Going out for a girls' night sounds like a nightmare to me because it's never went well. I came across this post on my For You page the other day, and it was this girl, and she's like, if you're not a girl's girl, what are you doing? Hiding from all the mean girls? That's what I'm doing. I would way rather just like kick it with the guys, bonfire style, than have to be around women that I know are going to like sit and talk a bunch about me right when I get up and leave the table. I would prefer not to put myself in that situation, so I don't. I don't care to partake in gossip You know the game telephone where you do the thing where you whisper in someone's ear and by the time it got to the last person, it was a completely different story. Yeah, it does nobody any good. Another thing, circumstantial friendships. Someone being friends with you just because of what you can do for them. I have burnt myself so many times trying to please everybody and I'm tired and I'm done. It's not that hard. Walk away from gossip because as soon as you get up and walk away, they're going to talk about you too, because if they're gossiping about that person, they're going to gossip about everybody else too. Don't be a mean girl just to impress other mean girls. Another thing, if you see a woman and it looks like she's having a rough day or she's feeling insecure, give her a compliment. It's not going to kill you because that might be the only nice thing that she's heard that day about herself. And you'll feel way better than if you were to have put her down for some reason. You've had those days too. We've all had them. And last but not least, smile. Your face won't crack. Let's start actually rooting for each other and get rid of the mean girl. I'm tired of it.
Sound like an argument that men make. What's in it for me? What do you bring to the table? If a woman say it, I guess it's all right. You got women in the comments saying, oh yeah, I feel the same way. But should a man say, wait a minute, I'm paying for everything. I'm having to do everything. Misogynistic. What kind of man are you?
Y'all, please help me to understand why attention is the new currency for women. So regardless of whether you have a man at home, whether you have a family at home, whether you have the job of your dreams, the house of your dreams, the car of your dreams, apparently none of that compares to you posting on Instagram or Facebook, twerking, dancing on tables, drinking, getting liquor porn into your open mouth, taking pictures with your tongue out, going around half dressed. Like, help me to make it make sense. Since when did attention trump self-respect? Since when does getting attention from strangers trump the love and the respect and the honor of being with a good man?
At this point, it's more than moving around like you're single. These modern women have straight up bad behavior and be asking men to give them the world, the top of the top. Girl, shut up and leave me alone.
Guys literally know how to look past all of their feelings and do what's best for them.
Women are literally taught to center men at the core of their existence, even from childhood. When I first moved to Toronto, I moved into this condo where, I'm not even kidding you, everyone knew everyone. It was a super lit building. Everybody was dating everybody. Everybody was doing whatever they wanted to do. There was 2 girls in the building. We're going to call them Sasha and Angie, that I would see time and time again. We were all kind of in little situationships at the same time. Coming around to the start of the pandemic, we would always have little game nights, drinks nights with our little situationships. Now, Sasha was dating this guy who she had known for literally 2 business days. Me and Angie were seeing guys who we kind of had been on and off with for way too long. Now we're going to call Sasha's man Eric. Eric was chill, but Eric was also from Vancouver, so he didn't really know anybody out here. Now, even with him being from Vancouver, he kept really close ties to his family and friends. So when they started dating, they started spending a lot of time together, which honestly is whatever. You're honeymooning, you're playing house, having a great time. Now, right before the crazy back-to-back lockdown started hitting, we never really saw Sasha and Eric. Anytime we wanted to see her, she would bail on us. If we had virtual Zoom calls, she wouldn't show up. If you texted her, you may not hear from her for a few days type thing. She was caught up, girl. Now fast forward to the time when travel started to get sticky. After not hearing from Sasha for a week or 2, she randomly group FaceTimes me and Angie. And she pretty much tells us that Eric is moving back to Vancouver. He wants to go home to avoid all this travel nonsense. And we're like, oh no, girl, that's so sad. Ray-tay-tay. And we're here assuming that this is the end of the relationship because they had been dating for a total of 5 minutes. Nope. This girl tells us she is going to follow this man out to Vancouver. So we're like, oh, okay. Godspeed. Be safe. Keep in touch. We haven't really been hearing from you, but keep in touch. So they leave. And once they're there, we literally never hear from this girl. The only reason I knew this girl was alive was because she would view my Instagram stories. Anyway, so according to socials, she's fully integrated into his life. So many posts with his friends, even posts with his mom at one point in time. Anyway, I move out of the condo and rarely ever think of this girl again. Tell me why randomly one day Angie hits me up. She's like, girl, you will not believe who came to my house today. Obviously, it was Sasha. Apparently, this girl came home and this man had left. All she had from him was literally a text that said he had to leave for an opportunity and that he would contact her when it made sense. His family wouldn't tell her nothing. His friends wouldn't tell her nothing. After a month, she left Vancouver. When she got back, she had no one because she had centered her life around this man. If y'all knew the full reason why he left, y'all would understand why I'm always saying decenter men. They are their priority.
What's your name? Bond. The Canadian. James Bond. That boy got out of there so fast. Do you, King? She got to come on back to the house. Let it be.